Welcome to class 11 students. This is the continuation part of the chapter Cell Structure and Function. In my previous video, I have discussed about the unit membrane model by Robertson. I hope you have understood that. I hope you don't have any more doubt from that model, which is very important for your exam. And the next model that we are going to do, the next model of plasma membrane, is fluid mosaic model. And this model was given by Singer and Nicholson. The two scientists that gave the model are Singer and Nicholson. So let's discuss about this model. Okay. Next model for the structure of plasma membrane is the fluid mosaic model given by Singer and Nicholson. Okay, so this model also consists of two lipid layers forming a lipid bilayer like the previous one. As you can see, at the bottom there is one bigger lipid layer where it has a head and a tail, just like the previous one. But the difference is that in this case the proteins are not evenly present over the lipid layers. Instead of that, they are scattered irregularly over the lipid bilayer, giving the whole structure a mosaic appearance, and thus the name fluid mosaic model. Okay. And you can see there are different types of proteins found inside these lipid layers. Some are known as integral proteins, some are known as peripheral proteins, some are glycoproteins, some are carrier proteins, means which helps to carry something from one part of the membrane to the other part, and some are channel proteins. Here is another diagram of the two major types of proteins that are found inside a fluid mosaic model structure. These two are the intrinsic protein, or also known as integral protein, and the other one is the extrinsic or the peripheral protein. So first, coming to the intrinsic proteins, they are located inside the lipid bilayer of the plasma membrane, and is not attached with it with the help of any electrostatic bond, and their main function is to make or create any intercellular contact, or also help in cellular transport, energy supply to the cell, and they are present covering the complete thickness of the plasma membrane. Okay. And coming to the extrinsic protein, which are also known as peripheral protein, and from the name only you can understand that they are found on the periphery of the plasma membrane, and you can see that they are attached with one side of the membrane with the help of weak electrostatic bond, and their main function is to protect the cell. Okay. So I hope you have understood the fluid mosaic model by Singer and Nicholson. This model also is very important. Both description, the answer of which I will give you in the notes, means the descriptive answer. You can also read from the book, but I will just modify it a bit and make it a bit shorter, because in the book it is quite long. I will make it a bit shorter, make it a bit compact, and I will give it in the PDF. And for the diagram, you can do it from the book page number 6.16. that diagram is quite easy. So description and diagram for both the models of plasma membrane, that is the unit membrane model by Robertson and the fluid mosaic model by Singer and Nicholson, both are very, very, very important. Okay, I hope I'm clear to you all. Next, moving on. Next, in your book, you will find the difference between unit membrane model and the fluid mosaic model. That is the two models of the cell membrane. You don't have to go through that. Just learn the models itself well. This type of difference between the models will not come. Next, moving on to the functions of the cell membranes. So let's write down the points, the major functions of the cell membrane. Okay. Firstly, the main function is protection. So, the cell membrane acts like a protective organ or the protective covering of the cell. So, protection is one of the major functions of cell membrane. Then comes transport. It helps in transport of materials from within the cell to outside of the cell or to the adjacent cells or the other cells. Next, it acts as selective permeable membrane. You already know that the cell membrane is a selectively permeable membrane. What is the next function? It has role in exosmosis and endosmosis. You already know what is exosmosis and endosmosis. So if you don't know, I'm just saying exosmosis is when the cell gives out something from within it. So anything when which comes out of the cell by the process of exosmosis, and when anything goes inside the cell, that is known as endosmosis. So exosmosis and endosmosis, important functions of the cell membrane. It also helps in control of secretion. Okay, so anything that is being secreted from the cell, any secretory substances that will be given out of the cell, they also are controlled by the cell membrane. Okay, so these are the major functions of the cell membrane. Protection, you already know that it gives shape to the cell, it protects the cell from any outside injury. Next, transport, it acts as a selectively permeable membrane. It helps in exosmosis and endosmosis, and also it helps in secretion. So I hope you have understood about cell membrane, its different models, their structure, the diagrams of these two models, and the function of cell membrane. Okay, next, in the next video I will continue with cell wall. Okay.